My homage to the gem of the Supreme Buddha. The Buddha is my refuge every day. My homage to the gem of the Supreme Dhamma. The Dhamma is my refuge every day. My homage to the gem of the Supreme Sangha. The Sangha is my refuge every day. My homage to the Supreme Triple Gem. The Triple Gem is my refuge every day. Namo Buddhaya. Meritorious disciples, over 2,600 years ago, our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, the Blessed One, attained Buddhahood. After attaining Buddhahood, the Supreme Buddha looked at the world and thought, these beings in this world find pleasure through sensual pleasures. The Supreme Buddha thought, this Dhamma that I have realized is deep, it's subtle, it's not easy for the ordinary person to realize. And so the Supreme Buddha at first was very hesitant to teach the Dhamma. But at that time, Brahma Sahampati saw this thought in the Supreme Buddha, and he quickly came down to meet with the Supreme Buddha and invited our great teacher to teach the Dhamma. Brahma Sahampati said, "O Venerable Sir, there are beings in this world who have few defilements, who have the potential, the ability to understand the Dhamma. O Venerable Sir, please teach the Dhamma." In this way, Brahma Sahampati invited our great teacher. And of course, at that moment, the Supreme Buddha looked at this world with the Buddha eye, with the wisdom of a Supreme Buddha. And at that time, the Supreme Buddha saw this world like a pond of lotuses. The Supreme Buddha saw that there are some lotuses that are born in the water, grow in the water, but they remain inside of the water. There are also some lotuses, whether red, blue, or white. These lotuses, they are born in the water, they grow in water, but they rise up to the surface of the water, and they remain on the surface of the water. And also, there are some lotuses in lotus ponds that are born inside of water, that grow in water, but they rise up from the surface of the water and they remain without touching water. In this way, the Supreme Buddha saw beings in this world are just like this. Some people in this world have few defilements, and if they hear the Dhamma, they have the ability to realize the Dhamma. Some people have few defilements, whereas some people have a lot of defilements. For some people, it's very difficult for them to realize the Dhamma. Some people are very skilled, but some people are not so skilled. In this way, our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, saw that there are beings in this world who have the ability to understand the Dhamma. And so at that time, the Supreme Buddha decided to teach the Dhamma to this world. The Supreme Buddha said at that time, "O Brahma Sahampati, I open the golden door of Nibbana. May those with ears come and listen to the Dhamma with a pleasant mind." Meritorious disciples, from that moment onwards, this world became fortunate to hear the noble Dhamma preached by a Supreme Buddha. And after our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, taught this world that noble teaching, that noble Dhamma, when some people heard the Dhamma, they understood it. They understood the Dhamma, and some people decided to renounce the household life and become monks, because they realized monkhood is an easy way, is an easy path that leads to Nibbana. So some people, when they heard the Dhamma, they renounced the household life and they started to practice the Dhamma as monks and nuns. But some people remained at home as householders, as lay people. They understood the Dhamma, they realized the Dhamma, and they practiced the Dhamma, and they attained the fruits of the Dhamma. So in this way, meritorious disciples, our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, penetrated into the hearts of both lay people and ordained monks and nuns. So today, meritorious disciples, we're going to learn about an amazing person, an amazing lay person, who got to hear about our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha's noble Dhamma, and he became a noble disciple. So today we're going to learn the sutta known as Hattigamika Ugga Sutta, found in the Anguttara Nikaya of the Pali Canon. Meritorious disciples, on that occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling among the Vajjis in meritorious disciples. On one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling among the Vajjis at Hattigama. Now, Hattigama means the village where there are a lot of elephants. Hasti in Pali refers to elephants. So, the Supreme Buddha was living among the Vajjis at Hattigama. And there, the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus, addressed the monks, saying bhikkhus, and the monks replied, Venerable Sir. And at that time, our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, said, Bhikkhus, you should remember the householder Ugga of Hattigama as one who possesses 8 astounding and amazing qualities. So what did the Supreme Buddha say? O bhikkhus, you must remember householder Ugga of Hattigama as possessing 8 astounding and amazing qualities. This is what the Blessed One said. Having said this, the fortunate one rose from his seat and entered his dwelling. So the Supreme Buddha told this to the monks, and the Supreme Buddha rose from his seat and went back to his dwelling. So what did the Supreme Buddha say? The Supreme Buddha said, this householder named Ugga of Hattigama has 8 astounding and amazing qualities. Now, after saying this, the next morning, a certain bhikkhu got ready. The bhikkhu got dressed, took his bowl and robe, and went to the residence of the householder Ugga of Hattigama. So he went to meet with householder Ugga. So when he arrived, he sat down on the seat that was prepared for him. And then the householder Ugga approached that bhikkhu. He worshipped that bhikkhu, and he sat to one side. Then at that time, that monk, that bhikkhu, said to him, Householder, the Blessed One declared that you possess 8 astounding and amazing qualities. What are they? So that bhikkhu asked householder Ugga what those 8 amazing and astounding qualities are. He was very curious to know what they were. Because remember, our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, only told the monks that this householder Ugga, he has 8 qualities. But the Supreme Buddha didn't say what those qualities were. So that's why, since that bhikkhu was curious to know what those 8 amazing and astounding qualities were, he went to meet with householder Ugga and he asked what those qualities were, because he thought householder Ugga might know what they are. And so in reply to that question, householder Ugga replies, Oh Bhante, I don't know. So what did he say? Bhante, I don't know. Bhante, I don't know what 8 astounding and amazing qualities the Blessed One told of me that I possess. However, there are found in me 8 astounding and amazing qualities that I find within myself. Listen and attend closely and I will tell you. So what did he say? He said, Venerable Sir, I don't know what 8 amazing and astounding qualities the Blessed One saw in me. But when I look at my life, there are 8 astounding and amazing qualities that I can find within myself. So I will tell you what those are. That's what he said. So Householder Ugga replied, Venerable Sir, I will tell you what those 8 are. And so that bhikkhu said, yes, Householder. And Householder Ugga of Hattigama said this. So he said the first amazing and astounding quality that he finds within himself. He says, O Venerable Sir, O Bhante, I was enjoying myself in the Nag grove when I first saw the Blessed One in the distance. As soon as I saw him, I gained confidence in him. My drunkenness vanished. O Bhante, this is the first astounding and amazing quality found in me. So what's the first quality that he saw within himself? He said, O Venerable Sir, I was enjoying myself in the Nag grove when I first saw the Blessed One in a distance. So he was enjoying himself in a grove, in a small forest, when he first saw the Supreme Buddha. And he says, as soon as I saw the Supreme Buddha, I gained confidence in the Supreme Buddha and my drunkenness vanished. So now here we can see he was enjoying himself. So he must have been playing sports, riding horses and drinking. So he was an ordinary person who found pleasure through drinking. That was his state. And while he was doing this, while he was drunk, he saw the Supreme Buddha. And what's amazing and astounding is that by the first glance, he gained confidence in our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, with just one glance. He says, O Bhante, this is the first astounding and amazing quality found in me. Now, meritorious disciples, isn't this an astounding and amazing quality? This is ordinary. Hattigamika Ugga was an ordinary person. He was enjoying himself in a park. He was a drunk person when he saw the Supreme Buddha. But the moment he saw the Supreme Buddha, he says, I gained confidence in the Supreme Buddha. Now, how do you think that happened? Meritorious disciples, during that time in India, people talked among each other about our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha. They heard that a very young prince from a very high class royal family renounced the household life. A young man who has 32 signs of a great being, a person of a royal family, renounced the household life at a very young age and became a monk. People in India knew about this. And they heard that that young man tried and he became a Buddha. He attained Buddhahood. They heard that recluse Gautama, how our Supreme Buddha was well known as recluse Gautama. A good report about recluse Gautama was spread around India. They said, recluse Gautama is an arahant, has no desire, has no hatred, has no delusion within him. He has completely abandoned all desire, all hatred, all delusion. He is not someone who gets angry. He is not someone who you can fool. He is an arahant. Recluse Gautama is Samma Sambuddho. Recluse Gautama is a person, is an amazing being who understood the reality about this life through his own knowledge, through his own direct knowledge, Samma Sambuddho. Vidyacharana Sampanno, recluse Gautama, behaves according to his knowledge that he has gained. Recluse Gautama is able to see past lives, is able to see how beings are reborn and how they die according to their karma, according to their past actions. And recluse Gautama has the knowledge that he has completely abandoned all taints, all defilements. He knows that he is defiled free. In this way, people in India knew about recluse Gautama's Buddhahood. They knew that he is Sugato, the Supreme Buddha found the eightfold path that leads directly to Nibbana. the state of true happiness, Sugato, Lokavidu. The Supreme Buddha understood all worlds, heavenly worlds, Brahma worlds, the human world, the hell world, understood about all worlds, and he escaped, he became free from being born in all those worlds. Lokavidu. Anuttaro Purisadhamma Sarati. The Supreme Buddha, recluse Gautama, is the supreme tamer of people to be tamed. They heard that the Supreme Buddha tamed very dangerous people like dangerous murderers, dangerous thieves, even Brahmas. In this way, meritorious disciples, people in India knew about the qualities of the Supreme Buddha. They knew the Supreme Buddha is the teacher of devas and humans. They knew that the Supreme Buddha teaches the Dhamma out of compassion to these beings in this world who are traveling a long journey of samsara. Buddho, Bhagava. The Supreme Buddha is the most blessed person in this world. The Supreme Buddha is blessed to hold the most wisdom in this world, is blessed to have a compassionate heart in this world, is the only person who is blessed enough to understand the truth about this life through his own knowledge, to his own direct knowledge. In this way, meritorious disciples, people in India at that time knew something about the Supreme Buddha. They knew that the Supreme Buddha has these qualities. And so that's probably why when Hattigamika Ugga, when householder Ugga saw the Supreme Buddha from a distance, he must have quickly remembered these qualities. And so after seeing the Supreme Buddha even from a distance, so he says here, I saw him in the distance. So the Supreme Buddha wasn't very close up. I saw him in a distance and I gained confidence just with one glance. And that's my first astounding and amazing quality. Meritorious disciples, next, Hattigamika Ugga, householder Ugga says, Venerable Sir, this is my second astounding and amazing quality. He says, Venerable Sir, after gaining confidence with a confident mind, I attended on the Blessed One. And when I did so, the Blessed One gave me a progressive discourse. Now, meritorious disciples, what's a progressive discourse? A progressive discourse means the Supreme Buddha teaches, before teaching the Four Noble Truths, uses a progressive way of teaching the Dhamma to prepare the mind of the person to understand the Dhamma. What the Supreme Buddha does is, the Supreme Buddha first teaches about giving, about generosity, teaches the benefits of generosity, about why you should be generous, why you should give to others. In this way, the Supreme Buddha teaches about giving. And then the Supreme Buddha teaches about virtue, about observing precepts and protecting precepts, how you can observe precepts, the meaning of precepts. In this way, the Supreme Buddha teaches that person about virtue. After that, the Supreme Buddha teaches about heaven. So now he's a person who knows about giving. He's a generous person who is virtuous. Now, what the Supreme Buddha does is he sets his mind in heaven. He teaches about heaven, how you can be reborn in heaven, how when you have confidence in the Supreme Buddha, how when you're virtuous, when you're well learned in the Dhamma, when you're generous and when you have wisdom, when you have these 5 qualities, how you can be reborn in heaven. So the Supreme Buddha teaches about being reborn in heaven. And then the Supreme Buddha teaches, so now that's known as Dhanakatha. Dhanakatha means teaching about giving. Silakatha, then Silakatha means teaching about virtue. And then Saggakatha, Sagga means heaven, so teaching on heaven. And then the Supreme Buddha teaches about Kamanang Adinava. That means the Supreme Buddha teaches about the dangers of sensual pleasures. So now the Supreme Buddha is slowly, gradually teaching deep Dhamma And then the Supreme Buddha teaches about the danger of sensual pleasures. And after that, the Supreme Buddha teaches about how this mind is defiled, how this mind is impure by defilements, how there are imperfections in this mind, such as jealousy, anger, hatred, stinginess, desire, delusion. The Supreme Buddha teaches about how this mind is overcome by defilements. And then the Supreme Buddha teaches about the benefits of renunciation, the benefits of going beyond this world of sensual pleasures and practicing the path. Meritorious disciples, this is what's known as progressive talk. Before teaching the deep Dhamma, the Supreme Buddha first teaches the person about these things. So when a person first comes to the Dhamma, this is what the Supreme Buddha teaches. And then, so Hattigamika Ugga says, Venerable Sir, the Supreme Buddha first gave me this progressive talk. I learned about generosity, about virtue, about heaven, about being reborn in heaven. And then I learned about sensual pleasures, that its dangers. And in this way I learned about defilements in the mind. And then Hattigamika Ugga says, after giving me this progressive talk, when the Blessed One knew that my mind was pliant, softened, rid of hindrances, uplifted and confident, he revealed that Dhamma, the teaching that's special to the Buddha. What's that teaching, meritorious disciples? That teaching is the Four Noble Truths. So after teaching about the basics, when the Supreme Buddha knew that Hattigamika Ugga's mind was pliant, was softened, free from the 5 hindrances, the Supreme Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths. This is suffering, this is its origin, this is its cessation, and this is the path that leads to the cessation. And at that time, Hattigamika Ugga says, "Oh Bhante, then just as a clean cloth, rid of dark spots, would readily absorb dye, so too, while I was sitting there in that same seat, the dust-free, stainless Dhamma eye arose in me. I understood that whatever is subject to origination is all subject to cessation. Yankinchi samudaya dhammang sabbata nirodha dhammang." That's what it means is whatever is subject to origination is all subject to cessation. I understood this. O Bhante, I saw the Dhamma, I attained the Dhamma, I understood the Dhamma. I crossed over all doubt and attained self-confidence and became independent of others in the teaching of the teacher. So what he's saying is that he became a Sotapanna disciple, he became a stream entrant. That's what it means. When a person realizes that whatever is subject to origination is subject to cessation, when a person understands this reality of life, then that person has entered the path to Nibbana. He is known as a Sotapanna disciple. He realizes that all things that arise passes away, that it's the truth, that impermanence is a truth in life. And that Sotapanna disciple is known to be independent of others in the Dhamma, meritorious disciples. That means a Sotapanna disciple can develop this path without the help of any other person. So in a maximum of 7 lives, he practices this Dhamma and he escapes from this long journey of birth and death. So Hattigamika Ugga says, "O Bhante, right there I went for refuge to the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, and undertook the training rules with celibacy as the 5th. Bhante, this is the 2nd astounding and amazing quality found in me." So he understood the Dhamma. He realized the Four Noble Truths, and with that realization, what did he do? He understood, this is my teacher. So he took refuge in the Supreme Buddha. He understood this is the teaching that leads to Nibbana. He understood it to himself. So he took refuge in the Dhamma, and he understood that those who practice this path indeed ends up in Nibbana, ends up attaining Nibbana. He understood that the Sangha is the noble group of people in this world. And so he took refuge in the Sangha, and he became a person who protects the 5 precepts. And what's special is that on top of the 5 precepts, he became celibate. So instead of observing the precepts of refraining from sexual misconduct, he decided to become a celibate person. So he says, Bhante, this is the second astounding and amazing quality found in me. Now, meritorious disciples, what's important here is that he was an ordinary person in this world. He was a drunken person. But when he got to hear the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, through that progressive talk that the Supreme Buddha taught him, what happened was the hindrances in his mind slowly disappeared, and his mind became pliant. When your mind is concentrated, when you hear the noble truths, then you can easily understand it. That's why the Supreme Buddhas teach the progressive talk first. It helps to calm this mind. And after the Supreme Buddha realizes that the mind is calm, it's pliant, it's softened, then when the Supreme Buddha teaches the Four Noble Truths, that person is able to understand the Four Noble Truths easily. So that's the second amazing and astounding quality found in Householder Ugga of Hattigama. Now next, he says, he tells the Venerable Monk about the third. He says, O Bhante, I had 4 young wives. I then went to them and said, Sisters, I have undertaken the training rules, I have observed the precepts with celibacy. So if you want, you can enjoy wealth right here and collect merit with me. Or if you want, you can go back to your family. Or if you inform me that you want to marry another person, then I'll give you away to another man. So he says, O Bhante, my eldest wife then said to me, give me to such and such a man. So what I did is I sent for that man, and with my left hand I took my wife's hand, and with my right hand I took the ceremonial vase, and I gave my young wife to that man. O Bhante, even while giving away my young wife, I don't recall that any alteration took place in my mind. This is the third astounding and amazing quality found in me. So what's the third amazing quality found in him? Yes, the third is that he came back to his house. He said to his 4 young wives that he is now a celibate person. So if you want, you can stay here with me, collect merit with me, lead a good life. Or if you want to go back to your family, you can do that. Or if you want to marry another man, then you can do that as well. I'll give you away to another man. So when his eldest wife wanted to marry another man, he gave his eldest wife, that young wife, to another man, and he says, when I gave her away, my mind didn't change. There was no alteration in my mind. Now, meritorious disciples, isn't this an amazing and astounding factor? You can see how this Dhamma transformed the mind of such a normal person. Now, in the ordinary world, we find pleasure by attaching ourselves, through clinging. But here we can see, after listening to the Dhamma, he understood the Dhamma and he was able to let go of even his loving wives, because he understood the reality of attachments. Meritorious disciples, this shows about the amazing transformation this Dhamma does to people's minds. Now, you must remember, this is an amazing and astounding factor. Now he's a Sotapanna disciple. Just because you become Sotapanna doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy sensual pleasures. As you know, in the Supreme Buddha's dispensation, Vishaka was a Sotapanna disciple, but she was married. She was married and she had about 32 children. So she led a very happy married life. So just because you become a Sotapanna disciple doesn't mean that you cannot stay in the household life. In the Supreme Buddha's time, there's the Anathapindika nobleman. He was also a Sotapanna disciple who was a very popular banker. Now he was married, he had children. So Sotapanna disciples led very happy lives with their children, with their spouse. So what's astounding and special here is this householder Hattigamika Ugga, after he heard the Dhamma, he became celibate. And he developed his mind to the level where he was able to let go of his loving wives, of his young wives. Now in the ordinary world, the regular person cannot be satisfied with his spouse or with her spouse. The ordinary person looks for ways to satisfy his desires through many different ways, and in doing so, most people end up committing sexual misconduct. But now you can see how this Dhamma helps to understand the importance of protecting precepts, and how this Dhamma helps us to understand the reality of attachments. And so he says, "O Bhante, this is my third amazing and astounding factor that's found in me." Next, Hattigamika Ugga says, "O Bhante, my family is very wealthy, but the wealth is shared unreservedly with virtuous people of good character. This is the fourth astounding and amazing quality found in me." So the fourth quality is that he is very wealthy, but he is not stingy. He shares his wealth unreservedly with virtuous people of good character. Now here it means that he does not limit the amount when he is giving. He is ready to give whatever he owns. Now usually we have this defilement of stinginess in our mind. When we give, we limit the amount of giving because of our stinginess. We don't like to see other people use our wealth, and that's because we have this trait of stinginess in our mind. But now you can see in this sutta, this Hattigamika Ugga has gotten rid of stinginess. He is ready to give whatever he owns. He gives without putting a limit to what he owns. He says, "O Bhante, this is the fourth astounding and amazing quality found in me." Meritorious disciples, next Hattigamika Ugga tells that bhikkhu about the fifth amazing and astounding factor that's found in him. He says, "O Bhante, whenever I attend on a bhikkhu, I attend on him respectfully, not without respect. If that venerable one teaches me the Dhamma, I listen to it respectfully, not without respect. If he doesn't teach me the Dhamma, then what I do is I teach him the Dhamma." This is the fifth astounding and amazing quality that's found in him, that's found in me. So what's the fifth amazing and astounding quality that's found in Hattigamika Ugga? He says that he associates with bhikkhus respectfully, not without respect. Meritorious disciples, what does that mean? What does it mean to associate with bhikkhus respectfully? Now here, respectfully means you associate with monks either to learn more Dhamma, to listen to the Dhamma, or if you have a question, you associate with monks to find the answer to that question. And you associate with monks only for the sake of realizing the Dhamma. You do not associate with monks, with bhikkhus, for any other reason. That's what it means to associate respectfully. If you speak To a monk or a nun, you speak only with one goal, the goal of realizing the Four Noble Truths. So whatever you do, whatever you say, must be in regard to that goal, that is the goal of realizing the Four Noble Truths. So now here, Hattigamika Ugga says, I associate with monks respectfully. That means I associate only to either know the Dhamma, learn the Dhamma, discuss the Dhamma. That's the only goal of me associating with monks. And then he says, if the monks do not teach me the Dhamma, then I teach him the Dhamma. Now this is something amazing. So he says, when I go to meet with a monk, if he doesn't teach me the Dhamma, then what I do is I bring up a Dhamma point and I discuss that Dhamma with him. Oh, Venerable Sir, remember, at this time, at that occasion, the Supreme Buddha has said this. What do you think about that? The Supreme Buddha has said this. What's the meaning of that? In this way, he brings up a Dhamma point and he discusses the Dhamma. He does not talk about pointless things. So he says, Bhante, this is an amazing and astounding factor that's found within me. And then meritorious disciples, Hattigamika Ugga, tells this monk of the sixth amazing and astounding quality that's found within him. He says, Venerable Sir, it isn't unusual that when the Sangha has been invited by me, deities come and report to me that Bhikkhu householder is liberated in both respects. That Bhikkhu is liberated by wisdom. That Bhikkhu is a body witness. That one is attained by view. That one is liberated by faith. That one is a Dhamma follower. That one is a faith follower. That one is virtue. That one is virtuous, of good character. But that one is immoral, of bad character. So now what is Hattigamika Ugga saying? He's saying that when he invites the Sangha for meals at his house, deities come to talk with him. Devas come to talk with him, and the Devas say, householder, that Bhikkhu is liberated in both ways. That means that Bhikkhu has practiced wisdom and has developed wisdom and concentration to the maximum level. Meritorious disciples, there are various ways you can practice this Dhamma path. Some Arahants become liberated by developing both wisdom and concentration to the maximum. But some become Arahants by developing wisdom. Some become Arahants by developing concentration. Some uses faith as the predominant factor to develop this path. Some uses concentration as the predominant factor to develop this path. Some uses wisdom as the predominant factor to develop this path. So through those different factors, they develop this path. So these deities come and tell this household of Hattigama about each of the monks there. They come and say, that Bhikkhu is virtuous, of good character, but that Bhikkhu is not virtuous. So now Hattigamika Ugga knows who's virtuous and who's not, who's moral and who's immoral. But he says, oh Bhante, still when I am serving the Sangha, although I know the different characters of each of the monks, O Bhante, I do not recall thinking, let me give this one little and let me give that one a lot. Rather, I give with an equal mind. This is the sixth astounding and amazing quality found in me. So what did he say? He said that although I know the different characters of each of these monks, I know who is an Arahant, I know who is not an Arahant, I know who is virtuous, I know who is not virtuous, I know who is immoral, of bad character. Although I know this difference, he says, when I'm serving, I don't think, oh, let me serve this one more and let me serve this one little. He says, I serve everyone with an equal mind. Meritorious disciples, isn't this an amazing and astounding quality? It's definitely an amazing and astounding quality. It shows how well developed this Hattigamika Ugga's mind is, isn't it? Now we know when we serve something to someone, when we know that someone has good qualities, what we do is we favor that person, don't we? If you're serving a meal, we serve them more. We try to serve them the best we have. But if we know that someone is immoral, of bad character, we don't even attend to him sometimes. But this Hattigamika Ugga doesn't let that affect his mind when he's serving. He treats everyone equally. He says, this is an amazing and astounding factor found in me. Meritorious disciples, the Supreme Buddha praised this quality of Hattigamika Ugga. As a result, Hattigamika Ugga, this householder Ugga of Hattigama, was the foremost disciple among lay disciples who attended on the Sangha. He got a foremost post. As you know, the Supreme Buddha has given foremost titles in the dispensation. As you know, Arahant Sariputta is the foremost disciple among disciples who has wisdom. And then Arahant Moggallana is the foremost disciple among monks who have psychic powers. Householder Anathapindika is the foremost donor among lay disciples, among lay male disciples. And Vishaka is the foremost female donor among female donors. So in this way, the Supreme Buddha in this dispensation has given foremost titles. And the title that this Hattigamika Ugga got was, he was the foremost lay disciple who attended on the Sangha. So meritorious disciples, this Hattigamika Ugga says, "O Bhante, this is the sixth astounding and amazing quality that's found in me." Then he says, "Venerable Sir, it isn't unusual for deities to come and report to me, householder, the Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One." So what do deities do? Now we know that deities come and speak to this householder. So they come and they tell them this Dhamma is well expounded. Hattigamika Ugga says, "I then say to those deities, whether you say so or not, the Dhamma is well expounded by the Blessed One." So he says to those deities, whether you say it or not, deities, indeed this Dhamma is well expounded. This Dhamma is swakato. The Supreme Buddha has proclaimed this Dhamma well, with a good beginning, with a good middle and a good end. Because remember, this Hattigamika Ugga has confidence in the Dhamma, so he knows the qualities of the Dhamma. This Dhamma is swakato. Sanditthiko. If you practice this Dhamma, you can definitely gain the results in this very life. Akaliko. This is a timeless Dhamma. So he knows the amazing qualities of the Dhamma. So he says, deities, whether you say it or not, what the Blessed One has said, has proclaimed, is indeed swakato, is well proclaimed. Although those deities come and tell me these things, still I do not recall any mental exaltation arising because deities come to me or because I converse with deities. So he's saying, even though deities come and speak with me, or even though I speak with deities, I don't feel any arrogance or conceit within me. I don't become proud of the fact. I don't become egoistic about the fact that deities come and speak with me. Now, isn't that an amazing quality, and isn't that an amazing and astounding quality? He says, "Bhante, this is the seventh astounding and amazing quality found in me." Now, meritorious disciples, imagine a deity comes and speaks with you. How would you feel? Wouldn't you feel very proud? Wouldn't you feel very egoistic and arrogant? Because it's considered something special. But to a person who has understood the Dhamma, he knows the reality of heaven. He knows that there are beings in heaven. He knows how to go to heaven. He knows about these different worlds. And for a person who understands the Dhamma, such a person does not become arrogant or egoistic by these little factors. So he says, even though deities come and speak to him, I don't feel egoistic or arrogant. Hattigamika Ugga says, Bante, if I were to pass away before the Blessed One, it wouldn't be surprising if the Blessed One would say, there is no fetter bound by which the householder Ugga of Hattigama might return to this world. Bante, this is the 8th astounding and amazing quality found in me. So he says, if I were to pass away before the Blessed One will say that there are no fetters bound by which the householder Ugga of Hattigama might return to this world. Now what did he say? Indirectly he said that he is anagami, he is a never returner. As you know, meritorious disciples, a person who abandons, who becomes free from the first 5 fetters, known as the Orambagya Sangyojana. Sangyojana means fetters. Orambagya means fetters that bind us to this lower world of sensual pleasures. So, person who completely abandons these 5 fetters that binds us to the lower factors becomes free from sensual pleasures. He is never reborn in sensual pleasures. He becomes an anagami person. Anagami means he never returns back to the world of sensual pleasures. In his next life, he is born in anagami Brahma worlds and he attains Nibbana. Meritorious disciples, what are the 5 factors that binds us to the lower world? The first factor is Sakkaya Ditthi, self-view. Self-view means thinking that there is something called I, me or mine in these 5 aggregates of clinging. This view of I, me or mine is what's known as self-view. So that's the first fetter. And the second fetter is Vichikicha, skeptical doubt. Skeptical doubt means you doubt whether what you're doing will lead to Nibbana or not. You doubt the Supreme Buddha, you doubt the Dhamma, you doubt the qualities of the Sangha. That's what's known as skeptical doubt. The third is Silabbata Paramas, that means rituals and vows. Thinking you're protecting precepts to restrain your bodily actions and your verbal actions, you do various things thinking that it leads to Nibbana. For example, some people go and bathe in rivers. Now in India this is very common. Some people go and bathe in India in rivers thinking that they purify their bodily actions. That's known as Silabbata Paramas, rituals and vows. And the fourth fetter that binds us to this world of sensual pleasure is Kamarag, that means sensual desires. Having sensual desires binds us to this lower world of sensual pleasures. And the fifth is Patika, aversion. Aversion means feeling aversive towards things we see, towards things we hear, towards things we smell, things we taste, things we feel, and things we think. In this way, the 5 fetters binds us to the lower world. So the 5 fetters are Sakkaya Ditthi, self-view, skeptical doubt, vows and rituals, sensual desires and aversion. So this Hattigamika Ugga has completely gotten rid of these 5 fetters. So he has understood the reality of the 5 aggregates of clinging. He knows that there is no such thing as I, me or mine in it. He has completely gotten rid of skeptical doubt. He does not doubt the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And he has a good virtue. He does not have any vows and rituals. And he does not have any sensual desires. And he has completely abandoned aversion. In this way he has become an anagami person. So, Hattigamika Ugga says, this is my 8th astounding and amazing quality found in me. And so, after saying this, that bhikkhu listened to this well. And what happened is, after having received alms food at householder Ugga's house, that bhikkhu rose from his seat and he left. and he left to meet with the Blessed One. He met with the Blessed One and he told the Supreme Buddha the whole report about the entire conversation he had with householder Ugga of Hattigama. Now at that time, when the Supreme Buddha heard the conversation, the Supreme Buddha says, "Oh, good bhikkhu, that's exactly what I said. I had declared that the householder Ugga of Hattigama possesses these exactly same 8 astounding and amazing qualities that he rightly explained to you. You should remember the householder Ugga as having these 8 astounding and amazing qualities." So the Supreme Buddha at that time said, those were the exact 8 amazing and astounding qualities that I taught you about. So you must remember these amazing and astounding qualities. He praised that householder's amazing life in front of bhikkhus because that's how valuable those qualities were in his life. Meritorious disciples, this sutta shows us the amazing lives that even householders led during the time of the Supreme Buddha. As you know, the Supreme Buddha has declared, for a lay person, your goal must be to become an anagami person, that is, to become a person who completely abandoned the 5 fetters and become a never returner to this world of sensual pleasures. But as you know, in this world, in today's world, it's not easy to practice the Dhamma. It's not easy to realize the Dhamma. It's not easy to completely abandon the 5 fetters. But what you must at least try to do is to come to the Dhamma path, is to practice this Dhamma, and to at least become a saddhanusari person, that is, a faith follower. A faith follower has an amazing advantage. The Supreme Buddha said, if you are a faith follower, that is, if you are a saddhanusari disciple, then you do not die without becoming a Sotapanna disciple. So if you are a saddhanusari person, you do not die without becoming a stream entrant. How do you become a faith follower? A faith follower is a person who gains confidence in the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma. The Supreme Buddha teaches this eye is impermanent, these ears are impermanent. When you hear this Dhamma, when you hear this eye is impermanent, it changes, it becomes otherwise, you gain confidence in that teaching. That's who's known as a saddhanusari, a faith follower. The Supreme Buddha explains, if you gain this confidence, then you do not die without becoming a stream entrant. What happens is, first you gain confidence in the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, and you then little by little practice that Dhamma, and then you're known as a Dhamma follower, a Dhammanusari person. And when you practice the Dhamma, you're able to understand the Dhamma at least to a certain extent. And when you realize the 4 noble truths, you're able to become a stream entrant, and you're able to escape from this long journey of birth and death within a maximum of 7 lives. So meritorious disciples, it's indeed possible to practice this Dhamma even while leading the busy lives that you do. It's possible to take care of children, to complete your duties, to fulfill your duties, and while doing so, you must learn this Dhamma, practice this Dhamma. And if you do so, if you can gain confidence in the Supreme Buddha's teaching, then that confidence, that pleasant mind itself will help you to escape from this samsara. So meritorious disciples, I bless you. May you have the opportunity to learn the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, practice that Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, and become noble disciples in this Gautama Supreme Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo Buddhaya.